Welcome to the channel, everybody. Just so you know, this is not financial advice. I just hope you brought your oven mitts, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I got two special guests on today. I got my boy, Stock Up with Larry Jones, and my boy, my boy Stock Mo. We in the building. So what I want you to do is go to the two top links in the description and subscribe to their channels if you have not done so already. But I'll let them introduce themselves. You ready? Here we go. Let's start off with Larry. Larry, how's it going?
What's up, good people? How you doing, man? It's just so good to be back with my bros. Man, it's good to be back. It's been a minute. A lot has been happening in the market. It's good to be back with the family. You know what? Let's go ahead and get it lit. Let's get those coffee cups going. Let's get those Tesla cats and those oven mitts out right now.
Let's
I
get
gotta
it.
tell you,
Stock
man,
Mo, how's it going?
I miss the family. It's been way too long for us to get together, and boy, but the absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I'm loving it. It's going to be a fun day today. We'll get into a lot of different stocks. There's been a lot of things. I mean, Tesla just came out with their earnings. So many things out there happening, and I think the viewers are going to like this. And don't stop at just subscribing here. Get over to Keenan's Patreon, man. If you want to get some good options and all that good stuff, you were missing out. He is one of the best out there. So if you haven't signed up for his Patreon, take advantage of it.
I appreciate that. So I did want to share something while we let the family roll in. I see we got 100 people in here now. Just know this, everybody. So let's just keep it real. Let's keep it raw. Just understand, in a market, when it's time to actually buy, what you're going to notice and what you're going to see is they're not going to be sharing financial videos to you. What they're going to start to share with you is relationship-related videos, videos about cats, videos about memes. They're not going to show you these kind of things. So what you got to do is when you hit the like button, you're telling YouTube, no, I actually do want to see finance-related videos so I can learn how to make money in a recession. Back when it was 2008, everybody was, guess what, running away from the market. We should have actually been running towards it, family. We should have been running towards it so we can make some of that money, and we would have been way up now. So we got to keep these things in mind. And I just want to show you this. I showed you it briefly, but we've been talking about rate hike this, rate hike that. One of the next things that you really got to pay attention to is called the Treasury Bonds. You got to pay attention to this. The 2-year bonds right here, family.
Yep.
This is one of the, I would say, the second most important metric that's going on right now. The first one is clearly the rate hikes. But then beyond that, this Treasury bond
bonds
right here, the higher it gets, the more it incentivizes people to say, you know what? Let me just get up out this stock market. Let me go over here and stop losing money in the market and just make some safe money on bonds. It's basically the most guaranteed return you could get. So then when we see that number go higher and higher and higher, you're going to see, okay, the higher this goes, there's a correlation with the stock market cooling way off, family. So I got some questions for my guys. First question I want to ask, and while we let people roll in, and again, as you're rolling in, hit the like button, family. We got 400 people in the building, but as Larry always says, I'd rather have a clean house than a full house, baby. So that's how I'm getting down. But I want to ask you this. There's some foolishness going on in the crypto market right now. Some foolishness going on. And one of the most foolish things I've seen, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Kim Kardashian has allegedly been running a scam in crypto, allegedly, right? We don't know if it's true, but allegedly. So crypto regulation is now on the way. They're using her as the poster child for crypto regulation. I want to ask, have you seen that? And do you have an opinion on that? Mo, you can start it.
Yeah, I saw the article out there where I believe, and like I said, get out there, do your fact checking. But correct me if I'm wrong here, Keenan, but didn't she do some advertising without releasing that she was being paid for the advertising? And
That's what
thus,
I'm saying.
Correct.
and that they came after her. And if you're going to do any advertising and take money for anything you talk about, I'm talking paid advertisements, you gotta put that in the description. And I would say, talk about it in the beginning of every video you would talk about and say, I am being paid for this advertisement. This is a paid advertisement. And I don't think she did that. And they came after her and got a huge fine. And now you're right. They're using her as a poster child. For coming after the whole industry.
Actually, it was at the bottom of the post. Actually, it was at the bottom of the post.
It said ad, though.
SEC, the SEC said it wasn't enough. Right. And she said hashtag ad, but she didn't have the proper display that it was, right?
Like a disclaimer.
A disclaimer,
it should be obvious.
Right?
Obvious you're getting paid.
And she got paid like you know, just correct me if I'm wrong. I think she got paid like close to 300,000, you know, but she paid a fine of over $1 million. Like it was crazy. And so it was like she lost money on that deal. But like you said, the SEC, Gary Gensler, you know, he commented on it. I just don't, it's just something, I don't dislike people, but I really, I'm just, you know, anyway, with Gary Gensler.
I'll dislike people for both of us.
Man, I dislike Gary Gensler, man. He is like, this dude is just as shady as they come, man. I'm just
1.26 million.
Allegedly, supposedly,
supposedly, you know. But anyway,
so
you know, there,
now,
you know,
the reason I even bring that up is we know that Kim lost some money on that. We know that she's one of the most hyper famous A-list celebrities that exists. But what you got to understand is it's not so much about it being Kim Kardashian. It's more so about, actually, it is about it being Kim Kardashian. She's the poster child. They know that she can get the clicks, and they're trying to use her fame to leverage people in saying, wow, crypto, there is something up with it. I know, again, this is not me talking. This is the internet, the world. Something's up with Kim Kardashian and these promotions. That's always fake. So there must be something up with crypto. That must also be fake. So now the layman's people who are not well versed in blockchain technology, they'll see these things. And remember, no matter what PhD you have in finance from Harvard, Yale, wherever, your vote counts just as much as theirs. So when they see these things, they're going to say, oh, yeah, I should vote for them to have more regulation on this type of thing, right? So that Kim Kardashian, they just using it, family. So we got to keep our eye on this pop culture stuff a little bit just to get an idea as to what's going on.
I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan at all. I mean, at all. I don't want my daughters watching that crap. All right. Let's face it. They got a name from fame, you know the word. And so, I'm not a fan, but look at all of these athletes and actors that was pumping crypto. And it was just like, just think about that. And nothing, you know, happened. It was just that wrong is wrong. I don't care who it is. It's just like they're using her as a poster child. Right. And that wasn't about Kim Kardashian. It was to send a message. That's what it was.
And I got a quick statement too. I got the real ones in the building. So we got 590 people. Listen, family, there are some days when the market is red and we'll have 5,000 people in here. What's going on right now? YouTube, again, in my personal opinion, they playing with the numbers, especially after I put that Rumble video out today. They playing with the numbers. I want you to hit the like to show YouTube this is what you like to see. Y'all one of the real ones. I appreciate y'all. And put a cat in the chat, put a coffee mug in the chat, put an oven mitt in the chat, family, just to show some love. Because again, it's more important that the real ones is here than for everybody to be here. But I do appreciate the likes. That's very important. Mo, what were you going to say, sir? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, man, put a loaf of bread in there because we're done chasing the crumbs. It's going to take some time. There's going to be some roadblocks. This isn't my first bear market. This is actually multiples I've been through. The worst being the .com bust back when I was an advisor working for the company. And now we get through the 2008 recession, the Great Recession. We get hit in 2020, which wasn't bad because it was a V recovery. It was quick. And now we're having a true bear market. We're 190 something trading days into it, I believe. And the average is like 300 and something. So we're over halfway through this bear market, in my opinion. And until the inflation, they break the back of inflation, which will happen, we're gonna have some buying opportunities, but there's gonna be some pain with the gain. And like I said, you know, just be patient, continue to follow us. We're going to try to do what we can do to get everybody through this. But when we get about 2 or 3 years from now, and you look back at the prices of some of these stocks, you're going to think to yourself, why didn't I take advantage of some of the solid companies that I knew I was going to hold for 10, 20, 30 years to create generational wealth? When's the best time to buy stocks? Do you want to buy the stocks when they're up 3-4 times what they are now? Or do you want to buy them when they got hammered down 70, 80%, knowing that they're not going anywhere? They're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to lead their sectors. Or, you know, so for me, it's tough because I watch a lot of new investors, retail investors. They want to get into the market, but they make a lot of mistakes. And so now is the time to focus on quality companies, focus on a good amount of diversification to get through a recession. And we talked about healthcare being one of the best sectors to get into for a recession. People still go to the hospital, and then of course some energy, financials. I'm telling you, financials might be my favorite outside, if not above the healthcare. I really like the amount of
Mo, you're
money
giving
can be
away the
made.
secret sauce, man. You're giving away the
I
secret
because
sauce.
I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be hiding this, man. We need to help each other. And the truth of the matter is, we need to make money. And one of the best plays, in my opinion, right now, over the next 12 months with the Fed continuing to increase rates, it's going to be financials. They're going to make billions. And it could be up in the trillions by the time this is all said and done. If we look 10 years out down the road, there's going to be a lot of money made by the financials above and beyond what they did a year ago.
So Mo, let me chime in on that. I'm so glad that you said that. The financials, family. What does he mean by that? He's talking about big banks, big institutions like that.
Yes.
I made a video recently, and I was talking about Citigroup. Compared to their peers, they're among the most affordable when you look at the PE ratio.
Look at the PE of it. Yep.
It's among the best. And I was telling everybody this: when you want to compare what a PE ratio is, I want you to get your notepads out, get your pencils out, right? Where my notepad at? Stop playing with me. So PE ratio, price to earnings ratio.
Love it.
Right?
Yep.
Just quick, so you remember this in your head. You got to think of it just like real estate. When you go and buy a house, you don't want to buy the most expensive house on the block. The other houses are likely to be pulled up by that house. You don't want to buy necessarily the most beat down house. The foundation is broken, right? You want to say, what's somewhere in the middle, but kind of towards the low end of the middle. So then you can say, okay, I can work with this, right? So if the PE ratio doesn't even exist, it's not there, this company probably isn't profitable. Whoa, that's not what you need to be looking at in a recession necessarily. The PE ratio is through the roof. I'm talking 300, right? Even 100 in a recession. You might say, maybe this is too expensive right now. You look at the Fortune 500 companies, the SPX, SP or SPY, right? The Fortune 500 companies. And you say, okay, the PE ratio right now is like 17, 18, maybe even 16. And then you use that as your barometer. You say, okay, maybe a little bit lower than that. Not all the way down to 0 now, where you don't even see it, but maybe, oh yeah, what is the PE ratio of Citigroup right now? If somebody knows what it is, let me know in the chat. And the reason that I bring that up is because
5.94.
Say it again.
5.94.
5.94. Come on now. Now, again, I'm not telling you to go and buy, hold, or sell it. I'm just telling you the game and how I'm looking at it. I'm looking to make a lot of money here with it. But check this out. The reason that you got to keep your eye on these things is what's going on. We've been talking about rate hikes, right? Have you noticed that the stock market has been coming down, but these high yield savings accounts, these money market accounts, they're drawing in more people because they're getting higher and higher and higher. This is going to make the banks a lot of money. They're going to have your money, and then they're going to take that $100 you put in the bank, $1,000 you put in the bank, and turn that 100 into basically 1,000. Actually, 1,100. They get to split it up basically 11 times and then sell it out to everybody and give them loans. So they're going to make a lot of money with the money that you're putting in the bank. They go out and invest it their own way, but they're drawing all of these people in with these interest rate hikes. It's kind of bad for the stock market, but the banks are going to make a killing on the other end of this. And that's one thing that we got to make sure that we paying attention, family. You got to see the whole board for what it is, not just what you want it to be. So, I got to mention this too. Larry, I seen your video earlier, right? You were talking about Netflix, and you said that Netflix, a lot of people counted them out, and it turns out Netflix is still a great company, and you're looking to pick it up if it comes down way lower. And I got to say, I'm all the way with you.
Yeah.
If it comes down to reasonable prices, right? I'm all the way with you. Netflix, let's take a look at this together, everybody. It says right here, and I should move myself over just a little bit. Let me get this out the way. It says that Netflix adds more than 2.4 million subscribers and reveals details about the password sharing crackdown. So that's not great, the password sharing crackdown. Nobody want to hear that. However, the subscribers going up, that's great. That's great for Netflix, and they plan on it being even more than that as the year goes on. So what is this telling us? That, no, you cannot count Netflix out. They came down a whole lot this year, but counting them out is a mistake. Larry, what you got to say about this one?
Well, counting them out is a mistake. And so a lot of people, man, I don't know why people get so emotional. Counting them out is a huge mistake. But when we get on here and simply say, hey, I believe it's just going to be, we'll be able to get it at a better price.
Exactly.
People are like, oh, why you poo-hooing? You helping to bring the price down. No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm just telling you that I want to get it at a better price. Look at the PE of it. Mo, can you pull up the PE?
I got
I'm gonna
it.
tell
I
you
got
what.
it. 20, listen, 24.4 right now.
Okay, so now, if we were in a bull market, I would have bought some, right? But when we're in a bear market, I think it is just getting to fair evaluation, right? Because remember, they were losing subscribers. They were losing. So it's just got to fair value, right? But in a bear market, you want to get stuff that is under fair value, right?
Right.
So that PE right now, for me, it needs to come down even lower in a bear market. You don't trade the same way in a bull and a bear, right? So I will tell you, yeah, I'm old. I made my first investment in 92. I've been through this before, right? So just because they knocked the ball out of the park and they were talking about doubling their subscribership, what, 2.4 million new subscribers? And they were talking about doubling that next quarter, right? Real bold. But guess what happens if they don't hit it, right? It's going to drop again. Look, it was down over 54% this year alone. But is it a good company? Yep. Do you plan on getting some? Yep. I'm going to get some more, but I'm just going to get it at a better price. Are you going to talk about Tesla, or can I use Tesla as an example?
You can use that example. That was next, but go ahead.
All right. Let's talk about Tesla, right? I said, hey, I'm going to buy Tesla on the 200. They'll be like, somebody said, yeah, you're going to be holding your breath. You'll be dead, right? So then right now, Tesla's at 210. Look at this. Tesla's at 210. And it's sometimes, you poo-hooing Tesla. I've been dollar cost averaging on Tesla since the beginning of the year. That's what the coffee cup is about, baby. $5 a day, all right? $10 a day, or whatever you can afford. One of my DCA stock is Tesla, right? So if let's just say, hey, hypothetically, things have bottomed out and is running back up, I win, right? But Tesla's gonna get under 200 because Mo, pull up the PE for Tesla.
Well, that one's going to be
Very
a
high, I
lot
bet.
different. Yeah, that's going to be a lot higher. It's 79.9.
79.9. Now, Tesla's not one company. I get it. But that's too high, good people. So when Tesla gets beneath 200, I believe I'm going to be getting some Tesla 185-ish. So I'm not poo-hooing Tesla. I'm just trying to help you guys get it at a better price. And then when it gets there, I'm not going to be saying I told you so. I'm going to be saying, hey, hopefully you've learned your lesson. Now buy some Tesla. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you
I
got
got
to
to
say
tell
on
you,
that, Mo?
I going back to the Netflix, man. And I know people out there are going to be like, Mo, but I got to tell you, I like Netflix now more than I like Tesla stock at this particular moment in time. There's a lot of pain out there because the manufacturing of cars is going to be tough during a recession. People are going to still pony up for Netflix, and they're coming out with the ad-supported tier, and they're getting rid of the password sharing. They're going to have so many people subscribing because they're not going to not want to have it anymore. They're going to continue to want it. I think they're going to grow the revenue. This is long overdue. And I know I did a video the other day on the best FANG stock for like Facebook and them. They picked Facebook because it's beat up the most. My vote, I think, is Netflix. I love Apple. I love Google. But I got to tell you, I think Netflix right now, it was down 75% from the 2021 highs. 75%.
75%.
You got a coupon. And people were buying it when it was almost $700 a share and they were buying it. And just so you know, back in May, just a couple of months ago, it got down to 166 a piece. And since May, it has not hit a new low. Folks, since May, you know how much we've been through in pain? This stock's been growing. I had a question on here from someone that says, Mo, if you think there's going to be a recession, why should we continue to buy? Remember what I said. You can do a few things out there. One, you can pay off high debt. If you have double interest debt, say credit cards, pay them off first. Get that. That's guaranteed profit because you're not paying interest to somebody else. After that, don't be afraid to be dollar cost averaging into some of these plays that continue to outperform because they've been beat up too much, Netflix being one of them. I have one of my biggest positions in Tesla. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my biggest positions, but I don't know if I think there's going to be a recession. Do I want that to be my biggest position, or do I want to have some healthcare, energy, financials? If I am going to go with tech, is that the best play for all my money? I'm not getting out of it completely, but is that where I want most of my funds? These are questions we all need to ask and look at our portfolios. We're all unique. We all have different circumstances. I'm getting older, and I know a person at 20 something years old can hold these stocks forever. But when you're getting close to retirement, this, that, and the other thing, you got to be a little bit more conservative. We'll see. Like I said, I still think Netflix is the play. And then, of course, with Tesla and the earnings, they missed on revenue a little bit, but the earnings came out better, which was fantastic. But you got to expect, with a lot of pain in this supply chains, China's going through a lot, battling the U.S. with economic, we'll call it whatever, battling. And that is playing havoc on a lot of Chinese stocks. Listen, NEO got absolutely hammered. And I get a lot of people know I love that company. I think it can do some big things, but it's not alone. You had Xpeng down, Lee down, all of them down double digits today. And BYD down big today. And when you put all that together and you realize it's not just them. JD.com, I think, was down 6%. They're all getting hammered. All right. So they're not alone. Now Tesla takes a big hit today in the after hours. All these EV companies, especially the ones that do a lot of business in China, because of what's going on, lockdowns, everything else, the U.S. battling with them, it's ugly. And now I think it will get better. I think the U.S. and China will come to some agreements behind the scenes, and you're going to see growth moving forward. But it might take another 12 months, and might have a recession in there. So we got to play our cards smart. We got to be willing to rotate into plays that make sense. So when somebody said, should I buy? Well, why would I buy if there's a recession? Because there's opportunity, even during these times. But when you see a stock down 75% and it's going to be a leader and like they're going to grow big time moving forward, why would I not take advantage of a 75% off coupon? Since that 75% off, Netflix is now up 63% off that low. You had opportunity to buy this when everybody else was running away. Now it's up 63%, and now people discuss it. Now they think, well, maybe, and that's what I mean. Look at the opportunities around you, not just Netflix this time. There's others that are getting beat up that will eventually come out and lead their sectors. And the question is, do we have the intestinal fortitude to go out and make that purchase? That's up to each and every investor.
That's right.
You got something? What I got to say about Netflix is, and I wasn't saying, like, anything we say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or
Amen.
Sell. But I would just say that this is it. When we talk about the reality of these plays or these companies, that doesn't mean to buy or not to buy. I agree that, and I even said this on my video, that it's better to buy it now than at the beginning of the year. It's like, because the lower you buy a stock or crypto or equity, the less risk you have, right? But if you plan on buying this now, then start to buy it now. Don't buy it all right now, just in case. So now, if you think that it's not going any lower, which I think it will in 2023, I think the whole market is going lower in 2023. That's just me. But that's long term. But there's short term plays and there's long terms. I believe that we're going to have a Christmas rally. I've been saying this, right, gentlemen, since the beginning of the year. I said mid-October, since the beginning of the year, that we could have a bounce or a rally into the Christmas rally, right? There's going to be some volatility. That happens, good people. That happens more times than not before the hard recession hits. So short term, you can ramp up, you can ride up, you can swing trade, and then just have some cash ready for the hard recession of 2023. I plan long as far as investing. And I'm going to continue to get that message out. It's not negativity. It's giving you a realistic trajectory. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be right. I want us all to make money. Should I say, I want us to make money over me being right. So if I tell you something you don't want to hear, I'm telling you for your good. That's it.
So everybody, this is what I want you to do in the comments. I want you to tell us, and then I'll start. You guys share if you want. tell me what is your biggest holding. This is for the people, the family in the comments. Tell me, think about it. Take a second, say, what am I holding the most of? And then tell me what that is in the comments. I want us to look at the comments and then see what those things are. But you know what? The first person who I'll ask to go, I don't want you to be shy. Warren, you go. So Warren Buffett, his is Apple. Warren, thank you for sharing, Warren. Warren Buffett, he is holding the most. Apple, this is his biggest holding, 153 billion. Technically, it's in one of his companies, but 153 billion, right? This is how he has allocated. He got basically full control over how this goes. So 153 billion. Second biggest as of now, Bank of America, and then Coca-Cola, and then Chevron, right? Notice that Warren is quite well diversified. These companies are basically in different sectors than each other, right? Now, personally, I'm not diversified in terms of like how Warren's getting busy, but we all live and we all learn. So then I'll go second. So my biggest holding, I'll do 3. And you guys can share what you're comfortable sharing. I see them coming in, right? My biggest holding right now is, believe it or not, is cash. My biggest holding is cash. My second biggest holding is VTI, Vanguard's Total Stock Market ETF. My third biggest holding is split because I keep it even. It's among Apple, Tesla, Google, and Amazon. So it's in that order. I got cash, VTI, and then Apple, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. 5, right? That's how I'm split up right here. Now, I would be heavier. So how I have my stock portfolio is VTI is the foundation of it. Because those of you who are basically new here, just know I had to have a foundation. So when the market is shaking up, generally tech stocks will fall more than the market because they generally grow more than the market. So then I had to have a foundation. That's how I decided to go with that. But hey, listen, man, I got to pay a lot in taxes. So I had to keep some money in cash. So then that's just me keeping it real, me keeping it raw, right? Got to keep it real. So now I see some rolling in the comments. Somebody is telling me that they have Verb as their biggest holding.
Big
and
mistake.
Again, family,
I'm sorry.
Let me know in the comments. Again, keep it real. If you feel like you needed to change in the future, hey man, it is what it is. If you want it to stay the same, it is what it is. I'm seeing Amazon, I see Tesla, I see AMC. I still have all of the AMC that I ever bought, but remember how I told you from the jump, you never overextend yourself. When you overextend, that's how you get the paper hands. When you say, oh man, I got too much of this, I lost my house, I can't say, no. You got to remember, you're the CEO of your own portfolio. So in these cases, you say, okay, if all I can hold is a fractional share of AMC, I mean, who knows what you got, or 100 shares or 300 shares, whatever it was, that's what you decided you could do, then it got to make sense, right? But remember, you're an investor, not so much only a trader. Traders, and believe it or not, AMC is a trade. Let's keep it real. You heard mother of all short squeezes, right? What does that mean? That means you buy it down here, it does the squeeze, and then you sell it up there, right? That's called a swing trade. A swing trade. So I want you to become an investor, not just a trader. You can trade, but you got to remember, you got to be an investor. Investors plant seeds, and then they wait for them to grow long term. You water your seeds by DCAing all of the time. So now I'm seeing Neo, I'm seeing Alphabet, Google. And again, if you have any of the swing trades as your portfolio, and that's the main part of your portfolio, look, I understand how people get into the market. They seen GameStop run up 2 years ago. They say, okay, now I'm in the market. They seen AMC do the run up from, what was it, like May and June? Boom, they got in the market on that. Now that you understand the game more and you see what can happen, you tell yourself, okay, this is my trader mindset. I need to get into my investor mindset. This is one of the reasons why me, Mo, Larry, Josh, all of us, right? Stock Curry, all of us. This is why we say you got to have multiple accounts because you can trade in some or maybe even one, but then you invest in another one, right? For example, my mother-in-law, for example, she was telling me that she ain't even open up her M1 finance account and who knows how long. Some accounts you just let it just DCA itself in there, right? You don't even look. I know people who are on public and they just don't even look at it because it's more of an invest long-term kind of an app. But now the Webull, they're probably in there all day because that's the trading one. But you don't want to be looking at your investments all day, every day. You want to just say, I had planted this seed, and you can't walk outside and then say, man, I don't got a red oak tree today. I planted this seed yesterday. No, that's not how it works. You understand? So I see a lot of people telling us what's going on in the comments with what their biggest holding is. You got something to say, Larry? Let's go.
Yeah, I just want to use this as an example, good people. So this is just an example why someone like the Oracle has what he has, right? So this is year to date, right? Look at Apple and look at AMC in a bear market. The reason why the reason why Apple is his biggest holding is because look at how far down it has fallen. So Apple is down 20%, let's say 21%, but AMC is down 77%. There are some things that are investment stock, and there are some things that are trades, right? And we really have to, I'm just trying to do a better job of separating the two in the right time period.
Me too.
2022 is totally different than 2021 and 2020. We were in a bull market. Now we're in a bear market headed towards a hard recession, right? So you got to change the way you trade. You got to change the way you invest. So me personally, I'm building up. My number one holding right now is Apple. I got Apple, and I'm more bullish on Google now. So Apple, Google, we're on this platform. You know who owns this platform, YouTube? Google does, right? And so I'm building up a stronger blue chip portfolio and VTI. And right now, I'm not really investing heavy money into these smaller plays. Those are more swing. Verb is a swing trade. Verb is not a hold forever trade for me personally. All right. Mm-hmm. And so you guys now's the time to be building a solid foundation, because some of these big tech companies, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to fall as hard as some of these. Just think about, some of the hype coins. Think about those as huge boulders, and think about the blue chip stock as small rocks. If they both fall off of a cliff, which one's going to hit the ground faster? The boulder will. And so, we're just trying to help you guys be better long-term investors, getting these daily trades, getting these swing trades. To be honest with you, there's going to be a season that we're going to be doing that just like we did in 2020 and 2021.
That's right.
But we got to tell you guys the truth right now. Go ahead.
All right, let me hit it up. You know what? Keenan shared a lot. I appreciate that. I think the family needs to know what are our biggest positions. And I will tell you right now, I've been quickly rotating. And like I said, everybody joins me over the Discord and Patreon. They've been following. I now have a couple $100,000 in financials. That was my main thing. I have well into the 6 digits in energy. So somebody said, what's your biggest holding? I'm a long-term investor, so I might rotate sectors. I'm not going all in one stock like I do crypto. Crypto is my biggest single position, I would say, is Ethereum. Ethereum, $100,000 to $200,000 in that range, because if it dropped at one time, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not getting out of it. And that's my biggest individual. But when it comes to the overall diversification of my portfolio between energy and the financials, I am loaded to the gills with those two, probably close to $400,000 in those two alone. And then I have all my other diversification. People say, hey, he has to be huge on NEO. Yeah, I had an oversized position, and it hurts to watch this stock get hammered down, but it's not the end of my portfolio. And eventually, as we move forward, I'm going to hold that until 2025, one way or the other. We'll see what happens with it. And I still believe they have a good run ahead of them. Just like Tesla went 10 times in a 12-month period, could it happen to NEO with the right things happening between the U.S. and China and COVID and all this stuff? Absolutely. So there's some risky plays, and then there's the smart plays. That's the financials, the energy, and the healthcare is the next one. I'm going to be hammering in next to get up there with the energy and the financials. So I did want to share a little bit of that after Keenan did, because I think it's important for people to realize we're not all in just one stock. I know Larry and Keenan are very smart with their investing when it comes to being diversified. I think Keenan talked about being in the total index fund. Some of these funds that they're in give them good diversification, and it helps to get through these tough times. So folks, listen, there is value out there. Look at the price to earnings ratios of the financials right now. Disgustingly low. That is good. And then you got the energy. There's a chance this winter, we see oil pop up to 100 to 150 range if bad things happen. And it doesn't even have to be that much. You got the Saudis +1, OPEC +1, cutting 2 million barrels a day starting in November. People don't realize it didn't start yet. What do you think's going to happen in November when they cut 2 million barrels per day? Yeah, and I know Biden came out, hey, we're going to free up 15 more million barrels this month in October to try to get prices under control for gas. Last time I looked, my gas was over $4 a gallon again. And it doesn't look like it's going to get better, because after they go through those 15 million barrels, they only have so much to pull out of our strategic reserve. All of a sudden, that cut from the Saudis and Russia and all the OPEC +1, it's going to be ugly. And I think things get worse as we get through. And that's why I said, I think maybe December, it could be ugly before we get into Q1 of 2023. So I'm making my moves now. I'm making a monster amount of moves in the next week or two.
So, Mo, Larry, I want to tell you guys something. And
I'm glad you didn't say Curly.
You already know. It's something you already know. I promise you that by the time the next bull run is over, I'm talking about, it didn't even start yet. By the time the next bull run is over, and then the next bear market is happening after that, because we know these things are cyclical, we're going to have 2 times as much money as we have now. Why? Because we know that now is the time to get in low. We see things like Disney coming down basically $100. I don't even know exactly how much it came down at this point. Down like a rock. Google dropped down like a rock. Netflix dropped down like a rock. And we know, oh, you know what? If I DCA into these long-term companies that are bangers, that have already proven that they could get through a recession, Google was a baby company, and it got through 2008. It got through the dot-com bubble. It was a baby company. Look at it now. We know. So now, I'm not just talking about me. I'm not just talking about Mo. I'm not just talking about Larry. The people who are in the chat right now, if you feel me and you're going to be 2 times having more money than you have right now, I want you to put a 1 in the chat, family, so we know what time it is. We all together. And hold up. Hold up 1 second. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, I'm going to talk while you're doing that.
Yeah, put some loaves of bread in there too, man. We need that in there. Coffee mugs, mittens. There it is.
And I wanted to just say, you might not be able to hear me. I was talking to my guy at Moo Moo, and he told me that people, guess what? They're not looking at investing apps anymore. They're not looking to invest anymore. Oh, they need to start. They need to start. I had to get up in camera. I had to get up in camera and say that. I had to get all up in your face, family. Because I want to punch you in the chest. Because at what point in time are you going to think to yourself, yo, the stock market is all the way down? I want y'all to just, look, I want y'all to go. I tell you this is not financial advice, but I'm going to give you a little something. I want you to get in a time machine, go back to 2008. I want you to throw on a 3X large T, right? And I want you to invest into the stock market, right? So let's do that. Let's put on our big old clothes, our big old pants. We're going back to 2008, and we're going to invest into the stock market. Oh, wait. You telling me we can't do that? But you're telling me we have in 2020, which the stock market crashed bad then, 2022, stock market crashed bad then. We're going to be looking back in the future and say, yo, I can't go back to 2020 or 2008. I don't know what I said. If I said 2028, I meant 2008. We can't go back to 2008 and redo stuff. But what we can do right now is say, these are those times. These are those times. I'm seeing all of the ones rolling in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate y'all, family, because, again, now is the time to get into the market. If you are new, go to the link I don't even care if you use my link. Use any link. Download Moomoo. Download these investor apps so you can say, yo, man, I've been spending $3,000 a year on Nikes. I need to get some of this money from Nike too, right? I've been spending all of this money at Home Depot. I need to get some money from Home Depot. Man, I stay in the Bank of America trying to, how about you get some money with them? These are the times to invest, family. So look, y'all got me I'm about to go back over there to the camera. And and somebody say, yo, Keenan, you got a grill? No, family, I got Invisalign, baby. I'm working on myself.
Hey, do me a favor. Put me on the screen there, Keenan.
I got
put
you,
me up there. I want to show people something. I want you guys to see this. I know it's hard to see. That's Apple. All right. This is back in 2002. How much is that a share down there? It's a quarter. It's 25 cents in 2002, my family. What is it a price now? $143. That's right. In 2002, you could have bought Apple stock at 25 cents a piece. And look at it now, 143. And back then it was going through a really bad time. And
Mo,
what's everybody say?
Question. Pull that back up. Go to
You got you.
2010. Go to 2010. And the reason that I want to say that is because the iPhone been out. They already said, "Oh yeah, guys, we already
Oh, it's
missed
as high
it.
as it's gonna go." Yep.
We missed the run. Right, it's done. Oh man, what was it? $7.
It was $7, and look how much you're up right
$7
now.
compared to today's price.
1,900% in only 12 years. 1,900%. That's the kind of gains. And people wonder why Buffett loads up on this stock, dude. It has a moat. He always talks about moats around the companies. So it's barrier to entry is another word for the business world. The barrier to entry for anybody competing against them right now is next to impossible. Good luck dethroning Apple. That's why we talked to you. You know, it's funny because we call Warren Buffett diversified. I always do as well. But if you take a close look at his portfolio, you will see 50%. I think it's roughly 50% of his portfolio, two stocks. And Apple is the leading one, where that's almost, I think it's 40-something% of his portfolio. Yeah. He's diversified with the number of stocks he has, but his concentration is in the ones that will lead that portfolio to outperform the S&P 500, which over the last few years, he's crushing it. So that's what I like about Apple. Apple has that, let's face it, I have an iPhone, a Mac, another Mac. I got Apple products all over the place. And I'm not looking to change when I move forward.
Street Guru, I appreciate you for the love, family. That $50 super chat. Shout out to you, family. You getting one of Funk Master Flex bombs.
Funk Master Flex.
Funk Master Flex. That's back in the 90s and 80s. I know that. Out of New York, used to get the little cassette tapes. Larry, help me out if I'm wrong here, but we're talking back in the 80s and 90s when we had to go to the underground to get the tape out of New York City. And my boys on the street where I grew up with, we had the boxes walking down, listen, and we were listening to Ghetto Boys. But Funk Master Flex is in the house. I can't believe Keenan, how young he is, remembers this.
Yeah, what you know about Funk Master Flex?
Yeah.
Boy. Hey, let me talk about this.
I got
you. In 2023, 24, all right? Let's say 2024, all right? Let's go to 2023 when the hard recession is supposed to hit, right? I'm telling you guys, when the hard recession hits, that's the time to start loading up on forever stock.
Yeah.
A lot of new investors are going to be looking for swing plays and day trades. When a recession hit, that is the time to start finding the forever stock that you're going to hold a generation. If you want to build generational wealth, you got to be willing to hold a stock or a crypto for a generation, right? And so for those of you ladies out there, you got to start dating. Don't look for somebody that look like Fabio or whoever looks good these days. Don't look for Denzel. Look for a Poindexter with the pocket protector. Look for the geek. This is what we gotta look for during a recession. So check this out. Keenan was talking about Citibank. I bought some Citibank right around here. And look at what happened. I told you guys, I sold Citibank. Look at this. 900, can you read that? That's 993%. A bank. That's the pocket protect. That's the janitor at work. You know, that's the geek that nobody's asking to go to the prom. Those are the ones that are gonna make you money. I told my daughters, good people, I said, don't sleep on these geeks. You can dress up a geek, but you can't dress up an idiot. You can't dress up dumb. You can't dress up a 30-year-old still living in his mama's basement, playing video games all day. So what I'm saying to you guys is, when the next bull run happens, that's when you start going for the hot plays. We're going to make the three of us, we're going to be giving you hot plays. You guys remember all the hot plays we gave you in 20 and 21? But now's the time when that happens, load up on the not so sexy stock that's going to make you money. A lot of them pay dividends. And just to have that, because now, man, you're never going to get them at that price again. Go ahead.
That's right.
Yeah, I got it. Hey, just do me a favor, guys. quick station break. If you haven't done it yet, hit that like button. We got to get this thing over how many people are watching. We only got 1,300. We got to let YouTube know that you guys like this. Take 1 second, put a loaf of bread, put a cup of coffee, put the mitts in there. Let them know that this is what the kind of content you guys want to see. It lets us know. Gives us more fire under us to get out here and come talk to everyone. And of course, hit the subscribe to all 3 of our channels. We appreciate the support. And make sure you get the Keenan's Patreon. For goodness sakes, man, we're talking easy, great community to be a part of. He is the master of options by far, in my opinion.
I appreciate that, Mo. And just know, I'm trading live tomorrow on the Discord only, though. But sometimes I'll do it live for everybody to see. But just to give you a quick recap, last time we did this on Tuesday, I got in 3 trades. First trade, I took a 15% loss. Remember, if you get into a trade, you got to know this. Let me put myself up. Trading is about playing offense, playing defense. Took a 15% loss. Next trade, 14% gain. Basically, I'm at break even at that point. Next trade, 23% gain for a net profit of $800. Because remember this, a lot of people get into trades, but then they get into it, they think that they're going to trade, but then as soon as it starts going the opposite way, they start bag holding. They forget the game plan.
Yep.
Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right? So what I'll do is I'll get on a live stream and I'll say, oh, boom, I took a hit. Watch how I respond to it. No emotions, listening to the charts, and then boom, $800 up in less than 2 hours. Family, how do I do this? It's not magic. This is why I try to do it on a live stream, to show you that imagine that you're in a sport. Sometimes you got the ball, but sometimes you don't. How do you play offense? How do you play defense? This is what you got to consider and what you got to go and learn. Now, remember, this is trading. Investing is way simpler. This is when you buy it.
It is.
You set it. You forget it. You don't think about it. So people, they see me. They're like, oh, man, you're getting busy with the trades, man. You're getting busy with the trades. You make a lot of money. I'm like, yeah. But you should see what I'm earning by investing. The trades, this is what we do with a small portion of the portfolio. You invest the large majority of it because you're trying to be wealthy. You're not so much trying to be rich. So you got to remember, be an investor who trades, not so much a trader who invests. That's my personal opinion on it. Go ahead, Larry.
A lot of people trade their way out. They do. They'll just flip their way right out because they're not investing. We're not saying don't trade. We're saying trade. But I do get worried when somebody says I have all my money in Verb, or I have all my money in AMC and nothing else. That's just not. That don't look sexy on you. It really don't. But
like
I will say, that's it. That's gambling. That's not. There's a time when you're supposed to be trading. I'm really truly passionate about it, and right now, because this is it. This is what we've been waiting. Actually, this is what we've been waiting on. When you saw Apple at this price and you wish it was here. Well, here we are. Like, we don't want you guys to miss this opportunity. But that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is, Keenan your kahunas must be like cast iron, bro. I saw you make that option play in real time when the market tanked. Did you see that, Mo? I was like,
no, I did.
This dude right here almost said something else. I was Nigerian right.
You text that one. You don't say that. You can text that to the group chat. Can't put that.
I don't even use that word, y'all. I'm like, this dude got balls, man. I said balls. This dude. And I said, and I'm sitting there, I had my toes and my fingers crossed. I'm like, please make some money. Please make some money. Then he's like,
we're pulling for the family.
Just take your emotions out of it, man. I was like, I'm proud of you, son.
We go with intestinal fortitude. That's what we intestinal fortitude. The censors will be all right with that.
Understand this. The reason that I could get on a live stream and actually trade on a live is because I tell you all the time, the 5 Ps, proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you are going to lose, because losing is a part of the game, Mo will tell you, Larry will tell you, it's a part of the game.
All the time.
If you tell yourself up front, okay, I'm only willing to lose this amount. You hear Larry talk about it, you hear Mo talk about it, you hear everybody talk about it. Oh, I'll get stopped out here. I'll get stopped out here, right? If you stick to a specific plan, then you might as well just let a robot do it, right? Because then you are not thinking about it. You're just doing it, no emotions at all. So that's how I get on a live and I'll be willing to trade. And then what happens is a lot of the time is, let's say I went 5 straight. Boom. I won $50. I won $60. People are, oh, Keenan, that ain't nothing. Next thing you know, I won $600. Oh, everybody wants some of that. But the same
Yeah.
skills that got me to 60, the same skills that got me to 50, got me to 600, got me to 1,000. It's just playing the game. And then when you lose, because it'll happen, you say, oh, you know what? I made $6,000 trading, but I lost $300 trading, or I lost $1,000 trading. But guess what? You win way more than you lose, but you got to have the specific skill set. And again, I teach you that on the Patreon. I just dropped a new options class on how to make money, whether the market goes up or down. So I just dropped that one recently. I just wanted to just let y'all know that we really, now listen, let's keep it real. Some of y'all know us because we met you at FinCon. We might have ran into you in person, but by and large, we don't know you. But understand, I might as well know you, because I feel like it's my responsibility, since you are giving me your eyes and your ears. It's my responsibility to pour life into it. You understand? To pour wealth into it. Like I said earlier, I know that me and Mo and Larry, we looking at this the same way. This is a huge opportunity. We're gonna make money here. I know that people like me, Kevin, Graham, Stephen, all these other kind of guys, Zip Trader, when the bull market is over, guess what their video is going to be about? Oh yeah, I bought this during the bear market, and now I'm up 1,000,000%. We all are thinking like this. So then we want to give that information to you. So then I appreciate you for being here now, because I promise you, when you catch the live stream again and you look at the numbers, it very well may be 13,000 people in. The market's up 1,000,000%. Oh yeah, Keenan, should I buy now? Should I buy now? Where were you when we had 1,300 people in the chat? Where were you then? Right? This is the important ones, family. These are the important times. That's what I really want y'all to know.
Hey, Mo, can you pull up Shiba Inu? Shiba Inu, somebody just said Shiba Inu just tanked, right? And I made a video.
I don't got.
Okay, I made a video, and I know we're jumping all over the place. I'm sorry, Keenan.
All good.
So Shiba Inu just tanked, right?
And yeah, I got you. I'll pull it up.
So all of these over spiritual folk was making these Shiba Inu prophecies and all of this.
Throw it up,
some, not all, right? So where is it at?
Right here, you can see it. Throw that chart up, Keenan. You can
throw him up. Throw Mo.
Who is it, Mo? Got you.
Yeah.
Yep. You see it right there. Here,
Look
I'll pull
at
it
that.
up a little bit for you guys.
Yep. I dropped the gem that it was I said it's gonna do that again. I literally just said that on my video 3 days ago, that it was gonna do exactly what it's doing.
Is it at 9? I can't
right now,
see it that much.
Yeah, 50 is 987.
Okay.
That's exactly where I said it was going.
You want to know what's funny too? I made a video. I want to say, and if you remember this, because again, all my videos are still up. If you remember this, I made a video on, and I did the Fibonacci retracement. This is a technical term, but I did the Fibonacci's on Shiba Inu. And those who've been rocking me for a long time, you remember this. This is when Shiba Inu was pumping. And I said, yo, if this thing falls under, it was like 32. It's at 9 now. If it was like 32, 37, family, is going to be in a free fall. Let me know if you was here and you remember that, because I said it multiple times. I wish I knew what video it was. I would just pull it up, or which sets of videos it was, because we were talking about this. Because one thing that we talk about is being honest over trying to always be right. You understand? Right. It's not so much about being right, because I got a lot of flack for that. People are like, "Oh, Keenan, you telling me this thing ain't just gonna go to $1?" And I'm like, it can't really go to $1. There's too many Shiba Inu coins. It can't go to $1 at this current stage. If it falls below this 32 Fibonacci, I'm seeing people say, I remember in the chat. I said, look, it's gonna free fall. It's gonna tank. And then people was like, oh man, no, Keenan, you spreading FUD. Listen, I will always tell you the truth as I see it. Could I be wrong? Yes. But the charts, they're the charts. It's just data. It's not lying to me. I'm telling you exactly what I see. And then I will always give you that. I will always give you what I see. And the way I see it is, I need to tell you what you need to hear, and it might not be what you want to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Amen. So listen to this. And I'm not going to dwell on Shiba Inu. I was trying to pull up that chart I had. So anybody that saw my chart, I had a chart of Shiba Inu. I can't find it. I had showed the chart of Shiba Inu, and I actually showed it coming down to like as low as 814-ish, right? And if you pull up a chart, you could clearly see that it was bound to happen again. And I said this just like about 4 days ago, right? I was talking about these Shiba Inu prophecies. And then I was talking about the pump and dump, where people are going to tell you it's going to a half a penny and a penny and a dollar. And I simply showed you what could happen in the very short term, which is it going up to 401691, right? And people will not even look at that. But the range from 50814 to 401691 is 100%. So we will pass up 100% because somebody who's truly playing y'all is telling you it's going to a half a cent, right? And so, man, if you knew emphatically that you was going to make 100%, like I'm not telling y'all to do this. If you knew for a fact, I would sell my firstborn. I would find her and say, "Hey, come here. I need to sell you."
Fourth, fifth. I don't even know how many Mo's are out there. I'm selling them all.
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically.
So, Larry.
Right.
I'm not trying to get sued by.
Nobody trying to get sued.
Yeah.
So, Larry, you
said
something the other day.
By my daughter.
You said something the other day, Larry, that I wanted to just ask you about, because I seen some of this foolishness myself. And you were saying that you're seeing videos going around talking about God is telling people to buy Shiba. New people are posting videos like this. What's going on with that?
Man, that is that I'm just sorry, and I know I'm gonna get some flack. It's foolishness. That's what's called false prophets. And somebody said, well, you can't say what God didn't tell other people, but God also told us to have a spirit of discernment, and there will be false prophets. And that's what we're in. This is a false prophecy. Like, oh, I had a dream. So now I'm looking in like 25 different videos, everybody having this dream, and that Shiba Inu is the whole great transfer of wealth is going to be through Shiba Inu and all of this stuff. It is so non-biblical. It's non-biblical. Now, I'm going to tell you that it's a bunch of foolishness is what it is. And it's going to cause people to buy stocks or crypto based on emotions. And that's a huge red flag. It's a huge no-no. As a matter of fact, if the lower it keeps breaking support, you know this, Keenan, it could actually free fall.
Right.
And we don't know where after it free falls so far down, you don't know where it's going. And so, listen, you got time. If you really want it, just DCA. I don't care if it just crashed down. I'm not loading up. I might buy some more, but I'm just, because it keeps doing it. It's just going to keep doing it. Crypto is in an accumulation stage, people. And that just means accumulate. It doesn't mean dip buy. There's a difference.
If everybody, listen, if somebody's telling you that whether you believe in God or not, that's okay. But if somebody's telling you that God or anyone else is telling you to buy into a cryptocurrency, you got to really ask yourself, does this person have your best interest in mind? And I want you to say, let me go find a more neutral video on this or something like that, or do your own research on that, because there's a lot of people out here who they see what time it is. It's like this. You got to understand the YouTube game. When you make a video that just gets people to click on it and they really say, what's going on here, right? People are making money off of these videos and they don't care if it's true or not. And
they don't.
It don't really matter about integrity. That's why they here today and they gone tomorrow, because integrity don't matter. But they just, hey, who cares? I made $10,000 off of this video. They'll tell you, I don't care now. If I won't even go on YouTube ever again. Never got to read the comments, right? But they made money off the video. So you got to really just watch yourself on that kind of thing. So question from Mo. You were saying, Mo, earlier, I don't know if this is still true, but I feel like you just said it, that Ethereum is your biggest holding. And I want to ask you, do you think that will remain true, or do you want to change it in the future?
All right, I'll hit that. But before, because you guys pulling out some religious talk, so I do want to add one thing to a lot of people. I don't do a lot of it, but when I'm around you guys, it really comes out. Larry, you're I look up to you in that respect. You bring out better parts of me. And so I do thank you personally. But here's a line I want everybody to think about. Do not store up for yourselves treasure on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. This is a verse that kind of means a lot to me, because it's saying you can buy a lot of Air Jordans, you can buy the fanciest cars, you can buy the biggest homes, or you can invest in the future. You can help out, create financial wealth for your family, security, and be able to put food on that table. It's not about what food can we feed. Can the kids go to bed with a stomach full of food and a warm bed? That's what's important. The rest,
Right.
we don't need all that garbage. All right. Let's
Right.
invest in financial freedom. Let's not be pushed under by everybody out there who thinks they can control us by having us be in debt to them financially. Let's
Right.
break that. Let's get out of that. I watched my family grow up on food stamps, government cheese, and everything, and it broke my heart. Now that I'm older, I'm swearing. I take care of my mom and dad. I take care of my kids. I do
Right.
everything for them. I don't care if I lived in the same house I grew up with the guys down the street back in the day, I would be
Yes.
happy. It's about what I can do to make others free from financial debt and being owed to somebody else. I can't stand
Right.
it. It disgusts me, and it needs to change. And it starts with the investments we make today. And so I
Yes.
tied a little bit in there. I thought that verse was a solid verse. Now,
Thanks for that.
for the
Yep.
the Ethereum, I do want to say I'm not getting out of it. There is no investment I have more than I have than Ethereum in my confidence into the future. So when people say, "Hey Mo, what's the one stock or crypto you would hold forever?" It's Ethereum right now, man. I am all in. It doesn't mean I'm putting all my money in Ethereum. I'm diversified. I'm not dumb. All right. So my crypto holdings though, that is where I'm not going to be diversified. I think Ethereum wins this. I think it has the brightest brains in the room. I think the utility continues to grow. It has a lot of great qualities, and I believe it's going to do wonders. Of course, Bitcoin's there competing, and I would get it if you went half Bitcoin, half Ethereum. I used to do that for years. I'm all in Ethereum, and now, Keenan, I'm not getting out. The only thing I would do is maybe take a tax loss on a lot of the money we had in there, because I don't believe there's a wash sale rule for crypto yet. Buy back in 2 days so I can write off the losses and then hold that thing forever. And that's my plan.
Okay, I hear you on that. And I just wanted to ask everybody who's watching this. It's 8:02 right now. Now there's an important thing. It's called a cliffhanger. And the thing about a cliffhanger